This is a very quick run-through video on the host controls within a Zoom meeting. So I'm going to start off by opening the Zoom desktop icon, and I want to be able to start a meeting that I've previously scheduled. So I'm going to start this meeting that's on my Zoom homepage here. When you click Start, it will ask you to join with your computer audio, give you the chance to test your speakers and mic. But I'm going to join with computer audio. And what you'll see here is you get a panel on the left hand side. You just need to make that full screen so you've got more of a working area. And this is the screen, and I'm going to show you the host controls when you aren't sharing your screen. So if I keep my mouse down there to keep the controls visible, and you'll see that if they disappear you just need to hover back down and you'll be able to get to them again. So what you can see is you have the mute, microphone, start and stop video. So if you want to, once you're ready, you can start your video here. You can choose a different camera if you didn't want to use that camera. And then over here you've got, we'll come back to invite, but you've got the participants list. Obviously at the moment it's just me. You've got the option to do polls that may be pre-defined, or you can create one on the go. Your share screen option, I'll show you the controls once we do share screen in a moment, but next to that you've got chat. So if I open up the chat pane, and you can see on the right hand side here, if I wasn't sharing my screen and we were just doing a group discussion, then you would be able to see all your participants here, and you would be able to manage your group chat and discuss with everyone here. The other two options you've got at this top level before you do any screen sharing are record. So you can record to the cloud and you can record to your computer. Record to the cloud is the best option, as it will drop it into a Panopto folder and just make it easy for you to make available to your participants. If you do choose record on the computer, it just saves it into your documents. The option you've got here is breakout rooms. If anyone's interested in doing group work using Zoom, you can use breakout rooms, which will give you a selection of separate spaces within the Zoom meeting that students can go and discuss, use a whiteboard, and you can control and move people between rooms. So the only other one to show you at this top level is obviously end meeting if you come to the end. What I wanted to show you then, so these are the top level controls if you're not sharing your screen at any point. So if you're to share your screen, I'm going to click onto it and show you the options that you have. So basically you can share your entire screen, which will then allow participants to see any movements that you make around your screen. It will allow you to share a particular window that's open should you want to, or you can share and open a new whiteboard. These two options at the bottom are important. If you're planning to show a video within your Zoom meeting, click on Share Computer Sound and optimise for the video clip. Once you are happy with what you're going to share, I'm going to then click the Share option. And what you can see now, you'll know you're sharing your screen because you get this green line around the border around the screen. So anything I do now, whether it's opening a PowerPoint or going onto a website, that will show on the shared screen for everyone. You can also see that you're sharing. You've got this stop share option at the bottom, so if you don't want to share your screen anymore, you can use that. So I'm going to just going to open a PowerPoint. So if I was doing a presentation, then I could just either already have this open or be working on it as we go through. So I'm just going to pop that up so that I can show you the controls under here. And I mentioned that you have a different set of controls underneath when you're on sharing screen. And you'll see with this one, again, as I move off it, it'll disappear. If you need to get it back live, you can just scroll down. So what you can see is the normal mute start video, which we had before. Participants list again, which is good. You could access your polls, do your share. So things are very similar. The main difference here is you have this additional annotate feature if you wanted to annotate over the top of your slides or on the whiteboard. And anything that you had in your previous menu, so like chat and breakout rooms that you saw before and record, Once you go to share your screen, because there's additional options, these will just disappear behind a more option, but you can still access them as you did before. So the only other thing for the annotate before we come off it is when you click on annotate, it will give you the options to then do any kind of annotations. Your participants can also use annotate, so when you're working with them, they can, if you want them to, draw on the screen as well. I'm just going to open up, so I'll close the annotations down. You saw there on annotations you can save them or just delete them if you want to. So if I open Manage Participants up again, and again there's only me, but your participants all have these icon options here, so if you want them to kind of give you a thumbs up or thumbs down, it sits behind this more, and you and all the participants can see everybody's reactions. You can ask them for yes, no, go slower, and these are really useful for just gauging that your students are okay with the point that you're at, or just checking that they can see and hear your video, etc. As a host, the difference is you have this mute all, unmute all option. As you'll have seen, probably the best way to start the meeting is have everybody muted, and then you can just control and discuss the best ways to manage how people turn their microphones on. You do have some extra options under more, but primarily your view of the participants is similar to that the participants themselves have. So at this point we will just bounce this back up, and I'm going to click on to end meeting, and then you get the option for end meeting for all, and then it will take you back out to your Zoom desktop app.